squealing on peas. In this video, we're going to look at some of the weirdest school rules from around the world. Number 10, no Pepsi shirts. Michael Cameron's school decided they would hold an annual Coke Day where students would wear Coca-Cola t-shirts and Coca-Cola representatives would give the students with the best shirt $10,000. Michael had his own idea for a shirt though. He decided it'd be funny to wear a Pepsi shirt as a joke and enter the contest. While the Coca-Cola representatives didn't think anything of it and weren't offended whatsoever, the principal of the school decided to suspend Michael and instate a rule that students could no longer wear competitor shirts on Coke Day. We don't know why this seems to be such a big deal, and we definitely think that suspending Michael was going a bit too far. Michael has decided not to speak publicly on the incident, but it's pretty easy to assume that he was upset about being suspended for such a dumb reason. Number 9, the dodgeball ban. Dodgeball is a super fun school activity that's so popular it's included in practically any film set in high school throughout history. But you'd be surprised by the schools in New Hampshire and their odd rules around the sport. Recently, schools in New Hampshire full-on banned the sport of dodgeball in any sort of gym class or recess area. They decided that the sport promoted bullying and violence, but they seem to fail to understand that if someone is bullying someone else, they're not going to wait to bully them in gym class. They're going to bully the others no matter what. Understandably, students were not happy about this seemingly rash decision, but as far as we can tell from online sources, the decision has yet to be reversed, and the sport is still banned from numerous schools across the state. Could you imagine going to gym class and not playing dodgeball to have fun? Number 8, no more fist bumping. Greetings like high-fiving and fist bumping are among the most popular across the world, and especially for younger kids. They're also completely harmless and could never lead to violence. This school doesn't seem to agree on that topic, having banned fist bumping for one of the dumbest reasons we've heard for a school rule yet. They banned fist bumping because they believed that fist bumping could lead to kids accidentally punching each other in the face. I'm sorry, what? We understand that kids can do stupid things at times, but they're not complete idiots. Plus, it'd be incredibly difficult for kids to accidentally hit a face instead of the other person's fist, which would be lower on the user's body. People don't fist bump very hard either, so even if it did hit another in the face on accident, it wouldn't do any damage. If you think these were weird, things are about to get weirder. Keep watching to see what's next. Number 7, no circle groups. This next weird rule on our list just goes to show that even when you put a ridiculous rule in place, kids will find a way around it to rebel against the weirdness of the rule. One student went on internet forums to discuss one weird rule set in place while he was in middle school. He went on to state, in grade 8, we were banned from standing in circles at recess because of potential scandalous activity going on in the middle. We stood in squares instead. The years of our youth are typically seen as our rebellious years due to the many rules that are put in front of us at this time in life, but the rebelliousness can and will spike if rules set in front of us have little to no common sense involved. Plus, we're not sure that kids in 8th grade can even have access to anything scandalous. So what's the point of the rule in the first place? If there's anyone that knows how to find a loophole best, it's not a lawyer, it's kids. Number 6, healthy food rules. In recent years, schools have made a great effort to begin offering healthier food at lunch, but this school totally took healthy options too far. When asked about the weird school rules, one student said this about his school's ridiculous lunch rules while he was in middle school. My middle school banned salt and pepper from being used in the cafeteria, claiming it was too unhealthy. They still sold Mountain Dew in the vending machines though. Seems like this student's middle school had the wrong idea about what should have been removed from lunch trays and what shouldn't. I think we can all agree that Mountain Dew is way more unhealthy than salt and pepper. How are they supposed to eat bland school food without seasonings like salt and pepper? Everybody eats salt and pepper. They're one of the core seasonings when cooking food. Next thing we know, this school's gonna replace cheese with Coca-Cola. Maybe they should suspend their healthy food effort because they clearly don't get it. Number 5, white shirt ban. Could you imagine getting in trouble at school for simply wearing a shirt that pretty much everyone wears? This student can. While recalling his time in high school, this student reported you got in trouble if you wore a Hanes white t-shirt after school because you were in your underwear. I don't know about you guys, but when I think of underwear, I certainly don't think about a shirt. Underwear is what you wear under your pants. Saying that a white t-shirt is underwear really makes no sense, and you can't help but wonder whether or not they were being totally truthful when they put this rule into place. Maybe there was some sort of incident involving a white t-shirt, but with the way this student described it, we're worried that maybe these school board members aren't smart enough to have their jobs. If your school took inspiration from this and made this a rule, would you follow it? I'm not so sure that I would. Number 4, purses over backpacks. Can you imagine going to school without your backpack? I don't even know how you'd pull it off, given that you needed to carry all your stuff. Well, this student somehow did. He spoke out about a weird rule his school decided to make, saying no backpacks to class, but purses were allowed. Girls started carrying around purses big enough to be considered a backpack, and guys got so pissed they started carrying purses too. We can't help but recognize the innovation that these students used to solve their school's weird backpack problem. This incident is another case on this list of students being so upset with a dumb rule that they found a loophole to totally avoid it. Maybe if students did stuff like this more often, schools would stop putting dumb rules in place. What's the point of a dumb rule if your student won't follow it in the first place? Let's give a big round of applause to the students of this school for being so innovative. And they say you don't learn anything in school. Starting out, things get even weirder. Keep watching until the end. Number 3, principal gender segregation. Contrary to this school's belief, girls and boys can be just friends. If you have a sister, you're friends with her, but this school doesn't like the idea of that. This student took their complaints to Reddit regarding their school's ridiculous rule surrounding girls and boys hanging out together. They posted this to the website. A girl and boy weren't allowed to sit together. The school employed disciplinarians to roam around and monitor this activity. If found, you would get a reprimand. If it was a repeat offense, you could get sent to the principal's office. And if continued, your parents were involved. Can you imagine getting sent to the principal's office just for hanging out with a friend of yours? This school doesn't seem to know that boys and girls can hang out outside of a relationship. Imagine how many friendships may have been ruined because of this one odd rule. How are they supposed to bring new students to the school if so many of the students don't like going there? We can only hope that the school has gone back on this rule and made it so everyone can be friends instead of separating them. Number 2, only boy dates allowed. School dances like homecoming and prom are a staple to the high school experience, but some people don't go with a date and decide to just go with their friends. But this school doesn't think that should happen. A girl took to the internet in outrage over a rule her all-girls school decided to put in place regarding the school dances throughout the year. She wrote this in her post: I attended an all-girls school. You had to bring a male date to the dances or could not attend at all. No going solo or with your girlfriends. So backward. You would think that an all-girls school wouldn't want boys coming to the dances, but the fact that this school decided to reverse that idea and say you could only go if you bring a boy totally baffles our minds. Sometimes dances are way more fun if you just go with your friends. This rule also would have totally limited their ticket sales, meaning they would lose money by not letting people go themselves. Just an all-around dumb idea. Yeah, I definitely don't plan on sending my kids to an all-boy or all-girls school. Number 1 is kneeling on peas. Who enjoys eating peas? I sure do. It's a great addition to most meals and a healthy treat for every child. But some teachers in Asia have gotten quite experimental with peas. They've decided to make school students kneel on them. Really? That's right. These teachers are forcing kids to kneel on cold peas. Not only is that really hurtful, it can cause damage to the skin. This shouldn't be allowed, right? Unfortunately, this is a common punishment in Asia. Kids are forced to kneel on these frozen peas for several hours. Sometimes these parents use frozen corn. Don't you think something should be done about this? No kid deserves to be treated this way, no matter what they've done. Enjoyed the video? Now watch this one.